If you try to help everyone, you're wasting your time. And most importantly, you're wasting theirs. Respectful professionals qualify fast. As a business owner, my job isn't to convince people, it's to determine if there's a fit. Because real service starts with clarity, not persuasion. Most people drag conversations out, ask surface level questions, and hope something sticks. That's not efficient and it's not respectful. So here's how to qualify fast. Number one, you have to start with context. Why this conversation exists. I don't start with products, okay? I start with purpose. So let me give you a quick example. I would say something along these lines, okay? And write this down if you can. Just so we're on the same page, my goal is to understand where you are financially and see if there's anything that actually makes sense to improve. Got that? Number two, you have to ask direct, relevant questions early. Clarity comes from precision. So here are three simple, easy to remember questions that you can ask. First question, do you currently have a financial strategy in place? Question number two, what's your biggest concern financially right now? And question number three, have you reviewed your plan in the last 12 months? See, by just asking those three questions, you bring clarity not only to yourself, but to the person that you're talking to. Okay, so this gives them a chance to hear themselves answer those questions themselves. And 9 times out of 10, they haven't ever asked themselves those questions. Number three is you want to identify intent quickly. Okay, are they curious or are they committed? So here's what to listen for to find out if they're curious or committed. When you ask those previous questions, you want to listen for serious answers versus vague responses. excuse me. Sorry about that. So if they're vague responses, they're just curious. If they're serious answers, they're committed. Okay? I've ended appointments on vague answers because that's training that's training for another day, right? But you want to listen for engagement versus deflection. If they're deflecting their answers, they're curious. If they have engagement in their conversation, they're committed. Number four, you want to set expectations immediately. People respect structure. Okay, so here's a way to set expectations. Okay, here's an example. All right, check this out. This is what I say. If we can find a gap, I'll show you options. If not, we'll leave it alone. If when you finish asking these questions and there's no fit, you want to exit the appointment or you want to exit the phone conversation respectfully. Okay? The reason you want to exit respectfully is because number one, this is a person. They're a human being just like you are. And number two, their situation or commitment may change in the near future. Okay? So this is where most people fail. Okay, here's a short way to exit respectfully. And I would say something similar to this like this, right? Based on what you shared, client, it doesn't sound like there's anything urgent to address right now. If that changes, I'm here as a resource. If you need to chase someone, okay, think about this. If you need to chase someone, they're not qualified. If you need to convince someone, they're not ready. Okay? Fast qualification isn't about being aggressive. It's about being clear. And clarity is respect. The right people don't need pressure. They need direction.